Hey, scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a 9x12 process video. This is one of two in a spread where I will be using the Cocoa Daisy South Beach collection, which is a fun and tropical sort of Hawaiian-y feel collection, and I'm going to be using it for our trip to Myrtle Beach in March, which was not tropical, but South Carolina is the palmetto state, so I decided that palms would work. I'll make it work at least. So I'm using some fun. Okay, what's really cool about the new Cocoa Daisy kits, the new Cocoa Daisy blah 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 Traveler's Notebook kits. There we go. Whew. Are that the papers now come folded, but they come in 8.5 by 13, which is so close to 9x12, and I can make it work for a 9x12 layout. So that's really exciting for me now. And so what I'm doing is I'm hacking together one of these, or two of these papers. I cut one down to 8.5 by 12. And now I'm just going to add a little border there to make it 9x12, and it's cute and it adds a little bit of a fun pop on the side there, so I like it. I'm going to add this washi tape as a sort of a double border, and I'm going to double it up, which means you have to align the pattern. That's okay, it just takes me a second, but when you double it up like this, it makes it a little less see-through and makes the white a little bit more white. And gives that a little bit more pop. It's just not quite as blue underneath, which is what I was looking for. So just going to stick it down, aligning the pattern, and there we go. So now I can start building my actual photo cluster. I wanted this pop of purple because the shirt I'm wearing is blue and red, but together it reads as a purple, so I got it matched pretty well. And I'm going to use this Vacation 4x6 card. So the photo itself is a little bit smaller than a 4x6 so that it wouldn't be the exact same size as that card. I'm just trying to find what I want to mat this on. I was thinking about the acetate with the palm leaves, but I decided to go with the non-see-through palm leaves instead. And I decided that I wanted something a little different. I wanted to break out of my bubble a little bit, which, I don't know, I'm doing circles, which really isn't busting out of my bubble too much, but I wanted to add a little bit of a fun flair to this layout. So I'm going to add some circles and half circles as part of my design. So I'm just kind of placing them where maybe they might work, and I didn't like any of that. Decided I needed to stick things down a little bit before I started playing with the circles, so I'm going to do that. Looking at the stamps, I'm trying to stamp more, so these are from the Cocoa Daisy South Beach kits. Everything in this layout is from the Cocoa Daisy kits. And it came with some ink, but I didn't know if it was black or blue, so I'm going to test it. And it ends up being like a light black, dark gray sort of a thing. So I'm going to use that instead of that Memento ink that I pulled out. And how perfect was this travel stamp for that half circle? Perfection. I'm going to do a few more stamps here just to play around. I end up doing one that I'm not going to use on this page. I'll end up using it on the next page. This one's going to go on this page. The stamping gets a little bit messy. It's not perfect. That's okay. Neither am I. I'm going to do one more, and this is the one that ends up on the next page. The tag. I decided I couldn't incorporate it anywhere on this page, so. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. It says never want to leave, and that's perfect for both of these pages because these are the last pages that we took in Myrtle Beach before we left. They're on our balcony, snapped a couple selfies, and I liked them enough that I decided they needed their own 9 by 12 pages. There we go. Now I can start adding in these circles. I'm going back and forth between the purple and the yellow sides of the papers. I wanted to bring in, I mean, obviously I'm wearing yellow and the vacation is yellow, so I just wanted to make sure that there was a good balance of both of those colors here. Building this cluster before I put it on the page, just to make sure that when I am done here I can move it around without it being too hard to pick back up. Sometimes I try and make sure that I don't stick things down too much. I decided to go back to this acetate, and I cut out a piece of it so that I wouldn't be using up the whole thing, you know, behind the photos. I'm frugal like that. I like saving my supplies that I really like. Of course, stick it down, pull it right back up, because it was off-centered. I just can't get away from pulling it back up. It's just how I roll. Oh my goodness, so much pulling back up. I think I was having a problem with the actual alignment of that acetate. Snip off these half circles, and then of course, because I cannot throw away scraps, I'm going to reuse them. Add them back in. Sorry, I'm a little off center here. I'll pull it back down in a second. There we go. Okay, I think I've got enough circles going on. Now to detract from the fact that I use so many circles by putting things on top of them. I always like having a base sort of design and then breaking my base design. I often do that when I design with grids. I always just use it as a foundation to really start the process of embellishing. Life hack, just cut the bottom of the tag off so you don't have to shove it underneath your photo. Lots of travel motifs in the Cocoa Daisy collection, so that was really helpful. I liked this "We Were Here." Pulled in some of that cork from the collection as well. It was nice seeing cork. Haven't seen that or new cork in a while. I did happen to use some cork on the last video that I uploaded, but it was old cork. So that's amusing. Okay, so there are 3 sets of rub-ons, and I love Cocoa Daisy's rub-ons, and I'm going to use the heck out of these rub-ons. I basically end up using 1 sheet of rub-ons for both this spread, or this page, and the next page in the spread, and I use pretty much the whole entire thing because I love it so much. And these are the perfect way to add in some fun flair to these layouts without, you know, it's just different. It's different than stickers, it's different than die cuts. It gives a totally different feel because they're, you know, semi see-through. This says going, going, gone. Cutting out all of this cutting up of die cuts for you so you don't have to watch it. I know that's a palm tree, but it works. It does not want to stick to washi tape, just a heads up. It's not going to stick. So what I end up doing is just taking my my finger and rubbing the rest of the palm off of the washi tape so that it just looks like it goes under the washi tape now, which is fine with me, especially since I'm going to put something right over the top of it anyway. Be really careful with these rub-ons. They will stick to any and everything, so I'm just being really gentle with them. as I cut them because they will stick to my desk, and I'll have rub-ons on my desk. But I'm just trying to use up all these little tiny things because they will definitely get lost and unused in my stash if I don't use them up. Little tiny hearts everywhere. Just adding little pops of color here and there. You really should rub down your rub-ons before you start layering them. I've made that mistake before. I'll put down a rub-on, I'll leave the plastic backing on it, and then I will put one right on top of it, which always messes things up. Luckily, I was cognizant of that with this one, and I did not do that. But that is a warning from my unthinking side when I'm just on autopilot. Oh, almost done using all of these little tiny ones. I will use even more rub-ons in the next layout that is the twin to this one. There we go. We are getting close to done here. Not going to add any journaling on this side. I do end up adding it on the other side. When I'm designing spreads to go together like this, especially in this vacation album, I like to have journaling just generally on one side because the spreads go together, so both sides tell the same story, so I don't need to have too many words going on. Especially since, what am I going to say? These are the selfies that we took before we left Myrtle Beach. Adding a couple more word stickers in here, and I'm going to call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. And if you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. All right, thank you.